Hey there, everyone. This is Troy Warrick, Fox Properties, and I'm coming to you with a quick real estate update for February. I'm actually currently traveling in Lima, Peru, Starbucks. So, as you can see, the Starbucks here in Lima are pretty much the same as the U.S., although I would say the drinks, for some reason, taste even better. And postres or pastries, like the croissants and the muffins, are like amazing, so fresh. Anyways, let's jump to it. So first I want to talk about closings in December. It was actually the first time in over 10 years we had closings less than 2,000 closings in 1 month. So this is extremely rare. It was slow and not good. The good news is it really picked up in January. So we actually doubled that. We were close to 50% more pendings in January. And that's actually up 8% compared to a year ago. This is good. Good start to the year. Months of inventory soared kind of because of this. And so we were actually at our highest level of months of inventory that we've been in about 3 years. And it's at right around, 45 to 60 days. So there's a lot of listings out there, a lot of inventory, not a whole lot of buyers. So we'll talk about that later. Pendings for detached homes were up the most, just so you know. They were up about 13%, and that's kind of leading the way over attached homes. Detached homes are still selling a lot better than, for example, condos and townhomes. I was surprised that active listings were only at about 7,500. I thought they were going to be a lot higher than that. So we're actually not seeing an overabundance of new listings hitting the market. So that's going to make for, I think, a pretty tight spring here, especially if the market kind of continues to start off and continue like it has, where we're up 50% from December. The average price, just so you know, in January was actually up 5%. December is notoriously kind of the best time to buy, right? Because you have to be super competitive. There aren't a lot of people looking. So prices were, averaged much lower in December. They actually averaged 5% higher in January. But overall for the year, we were down around 2%. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to believe because most of my listings and others I've negotiated would get far more than 2% off the original price of the hall. But that's what the stats say. So really, with interest rates dipping to the high fives and fewer buyers looking, it's definitely a buyer's market out there, and sellers are still having to be priced very competitive, show the home really well, and at times, give concessions like for closing costs, things like that. With pendings up so much, buyer demand is definitely picking up. So with our strongest selling season coming up, which is typically March through June, it's actually a really good time for a seller to put their home on the market. I hope that gives you kind of rundown of the Denver market, and greetings and adios.